When the Roman Empire was at its peak, it consisted of vast territories and was notable for a profound military strength. It however crumbled with time, as a result of bad leadership among other reasons. They had emperors, some of whom were fair and some, relatively unfair. There were 5 who are known to be exceptionally good. They are referred to as the 5 good emperors of Rome. The period they ruled was a period of relative peace and stability known as the Pax Romana. They are celebrated for their effective governance and efforts to maintain and improve the Roman Empire, leaving behind a legacy of relative peace, prosperity, and cultural advancement during a time when the empire faced external and internal challenges. If all their emperors had been like this, maybe, Roman Empire would not have crumbled. Well, that is a story for different day. Among these 5 good emperors was Marcus Aurelius. Some people would refer to him as the emperor-philosopher. Born in 121 AD in Rome, he came from a prominent Roman family and was groomed for leadership from a very young age. He became the emperor 161 AD, after the death of his adoptive father. Throughout his life, he was quite influenced by Stoicism, a school of philosophy that emphasized rationality, self-control, and the pursuit of virtue. During his regime, he fought a lot of wars, and while on military campaigns, he would put down a series of personal reflections and philosophical thoughts, which later became known as meditations. These writings were not intended for publication but were a private exercise in self-improvement and moral guidance. He actually wanted these writings burnt on his deathbed, but for some reasons, they were preserved. Today, it is considered one of the most important works of Stoic philosophy. It offers practical advice on how to live a virtuous and fulfilling life, emphasizing the importance of inner tranquility, resilience in the face of adversity, and a focus on one's own character. Among the aphorisms in the book included this particular one, which says that, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The context of this video shall more of focus on this quote. When a fabric gets dyed, what happens? This fabric is colorized in the color of the dyeing substance. When a particular line of thought dominates your mind, it colors your entire world. You must have heard the saying that we don't see the world for what it is, we only see it for whom we are. When we look at life outside of us, it is often through the lens of our thoughts that we see it. The meaning we give to the signals that come to us cannot be far different from our own mental configuration. This is why it is possible for 2 people to look through the same window, only to see 2 entirely different things. There is basically no part of the body known as the soul. The soul is only a compartment of the human being which the eyes do not see, but you acknowledge it as soon as you interact with anyone. It is made up of the thoughts a person thinks. When a person has a sweet soul, it is usually because they have a light and optimistic thoughts about life. It radiates into their perspectives, and as soon as you interact with them, you get charmed. How can this concept be applied to defeat lust? Understanding how impactful the line of thoughts that we give room in our minds can be on our physical and everyday life shall enable us help ourselves by making sure it's good thoughts alone we allow. The sight of a half-dressed young lady would serve as a trigger for some men to fap. That same sight can be quite disgusting to others. The smell of cigarette can be a trigger for someone to smoke. That same smell can be choking and irritating for someone else. It is all about perspectives which come as a result of mindset. In order to defeat lust, you must learn to keep your mind clean. Get rid of erotic thoughts from your mind, consciously avoid the triggers that can possibly make them well pronounced, and occupy your mind with thoughts that are purposeful. How to fill up your mind with purposeful thoughts? First of all, you need to get a purpose for your life. When you basically have nothing you live to achieve, it is usually the time all manner of sick thoughts would have an opportunity to stay in your mind. I have never seen a person with a purpose and a burning desire to achieve it complain of bad habits or depression. Why? It's simply because their mind is occupied. Your purpose can be in your business. What can you do to realize your maximum potential in your business? It could be in your spiritual pursuits, it can be your academics if you're still a student. It must be something you love to do and something whose reward is motivating enough. When you fill up your mind with these thoughts, you shall see that the perspective from which you see life is going to change. Not just this, you start to dream clean dreams. You wake up in the morning with full strength and not have some part of your vitality spilled on bed. Nocturnal emission is a kind of spilling that comes while we are asleep. Sometimes it comes as a result of dreams that are erotic, and a few other times, it is a physiological reaction to keep the body internal system balanced. When your thoughts are most basically in the direction of erotic activities, you are likely gonna experience this emission for most of your nights, because your dream world shall reflect what you mostly think about and your subconscious mind shall be looking for ways to exploit them. By watching porn, you are making these pictures more vivid on your mind, which gives them no choice but to appear in your dreams when you sleep. Now imagine the kind of dreams you get to dream when your mind is filled with thoughts that are in the direction of your goals.